whatever story you believe, a broken foot to broken foot. I guess it depends on the severity of the injury, which, we don't know much about other than what we read. So, I just wish Hakeem a speedy recovery. I'm sure he's going to have a great upcoming great season representing the ACC, but also playing for the New York Giants, who will be the defending NFL Super Bowl champions. We're going to get ready to talk about the draft lottery positioning, and I'm going to go over 2 mock drafts, the top 10s, from Jonathan Givony from DraftExpress.com and also Steve Kyler of HoopsWorld.com. First, we're going to go over Jonathan Givony, but before we do, I'm going to give you a list of the draft order on this year's 2012 NBA draft. First 2 picks, of course, goes to the Hornets and Bobcats. Number 3 pick was awarded to the Washington Wizards. 4, Cleveland Cavaliers. 5th pick, Sacramento Kings. 6th pick, Portland Trail Blazers. 7th pick, Golden State Warriors. 8th pick, the Toronto Raptors. 9th pick, the Detroit Pistons. 10th pick, the Hornets. Get that as well. 11th pick, the Portland Trail Blazers. 12th pick, Milwaukee Bucks. And to round it off, the Suns and the Rockets get the final lottery picks. From top to bottom, you can look at the draft order. The Hornets get 2 picks. The Blazers get 2. Those teams should benefit the most from this draft, but then again, it all depends. It all depends. It all depends. We've seen it before, and we've seen, GMs goof it up. So it all depends on, especially Michael Jordan, who just let Patrick Ewing know that he's no longer a candidate for the head coaching vacancy with the Bobcats. And I bet Patrick's losing. I don't think he's losing too much sleep over it. I wouldn't. I definitely wouldn't. But, if anything, it's the pride. But it's just going to remain to be seen from the draft order. Like I said, it looks like the Hornets of New Orleans and the Portland Trail Blazers will benefit from this year's draft, of course, with 2 picks in the lottery, 2 draft picks for each team in the lottery for the 2012 NBA draft. First, we're going to go over the expert, Jonathan Givony of Mock Drafts, one of the experts from DraftExpress.com. I'm going to show you basically what the picks that he have chosen for the top 10. I'm not going to go over his whole list, but of course, everybody's number 1, Anthony Davis. I don't see this changing whatsoever. I think Davis will definitely be a player that they can build their team around for years to come. Davis, we all know that what the performance he had in the NCAA's Final Four to lead his team to the Kentucky Wildcats to the National Basketball Championship. And the number 2 pick he has for the Bobcats going to Thomas Robinson, the former Kansas power forward. I'll talk about that later. I don't necessarily think. I think it all depends on who the Bobcats coach will be. Really, I wouldn't be surprised. I see at number 3 he has Michael Kidd-GilChrist, but I would not be too surprised to see Kidd-GilChrist go to the Bobcats as a 2 pick. So it's just going to remain to be seen. Kidd-GilChrist, to me, he's my favorite player in this whole draft. To me, if I know as well as if New Orleans doesn't pick Anthony Davis, there would probably be a riot. But I don't think it's too far-fetched to even consider him a number 1 pick. That's just my opinion. That's just my opinion. He brings a degree of intensity and toughness that will immediately improve any teams, especially the Washington Wizards. Their perimeter defense is very poor. And he states, Givony states the same thing I'm saying. He's arguably the most competitive player in this draft. To me, he's the most competitive, and also to me, myself. This is Babethomherman talking. He's the best all-around player in this draft. Now, number 4, Givony has Bradley Beal from Florida going to the Cleveland Cavaliers. And also he has looks like Andre Drummond from Sacramento Kings. Going to the Sacramento Kings, he was the UConn freshman. He, in my eyes, is probably the most built person for that NBA body build wise for that position, the center position, to ground it out with the current vets in the NBA. Drummond, I would have probably had him at 4, but I can see where he's going with Sacramento. I don't know why they would draft him with, they already seem to have in place DeMarcus Cousins. So I don't know if that would even work. So I see him either going 4th or 6th, but I'm not the expert. Certainly Javonte's been in it for years and know what he's talking about. The Portland Trail Blazers, he has picking Jared Sullinger, from Ohio State. Golden State, he has picking Harrison Barnes. Toronto Raptors, he has Jeremy Lamb from UConn. Number 9 pick, Detroit Pistons, he has John Henson from UNC. The number 10th pick, of course, goes back to the New Orleans Hornets again. Damian Lillard from Weber State. I tell you, I think it's Weber State. I've heard of the team, but I think it's Weber State. And that's his version of the top 10 picks. And I really, other than Drummond, I don't see why the Sacramento Kings would pick another center and Andre Drummond. I really don't see that, but I'm not an expert. And also, I wouldn't think it's too far-fetched to see Michael Kidd-GilChrist go number 2 to the Bobcats. Now, that's my opinion. Now, Jared Sullinger, certainly the Portland Trail Blazers could use him. Harrison Barnes at Golden State would make a good pick. This would be a very intriguing pick because Golden State already has Klay Thompson. And so I don't know. I don't necessarily agree with that pick. I think Harrison may go a little higher or may drop down a little lower. I think the Toronto Raptors will pick Jeremy Lamb. I don't think Golden State wants another guard. Detroit, John Henson could be greatly utilized at Detroit. I don't know if he wants to go to Detroit, but his talent could be used at Detroit. Damian Lillard, I honestly don't know too much about him, but from what I'm hearing, he's a very athletic point guard, and he will be a great pick for the New Orleans Hornets. Now, when I come back, we're going to go over Steve Kyler and once again, that's Steve Kyler of hoopsworld.com to see how his mock draft differs from that of Jonathan Givony. So please continue to sit back and enjoy your early morning coffee with Babethomherman. If you're looking for affordable health and insurance coverage, well then give Jonica Rowland of the Rowland Group a call. She's here to serve families, individuals, and small businesses. Contact her at 919-719-7211 or at 919-539-2492. Once again, contact Jonica Rowland of the Rowland Group. And once again, that's Jonica Rowland of the Rowland Group, so please feel free to give her a call. Now, we went over Jonathan Givony's mock draft picks, the top 10 from draftexpress.com. Now we're going to go over Steve Kyler of hoopsworld.com. And for those of you all just tuning in, we're going over the draft experts, mock draft experts picks for this year's draft that will take place, NBA draft, on June the 28th. And if you want to keep updates with drafting and the experts and so forth, you can go to ESPN.com, NBA.com, Yahoo Sports, all great source of information for this upcoming June 28th NBA draft. Now, quickly, I'm going to go over the mock draft positioning that Steve Kyler of hoopsworld.com has. He has Anthony Davis, of course, at number 1. Thomas Robinson, number 2. That's going in line. The first 3 picks, of course, is in line with Jonathan's. The 3rd pick, the Washington Wizards. He has Michael Kidd-GilChrist at the number 3 pick. So the first 3 picks are in line with each other. Like I said, Kidd-GilChrist, is extremely athletic, solid defender, can guard multiple positions, or multiple extremely athletic, solid defender, can guard multiple positions, excellent in transition, active rebounder. Oh my gosh, him and John Wall would complement each other. Washington, in my opinion, would compete. They would at least get a 7th, 8th seed in the East with that combination. 4th pick, he has Andre Drummond. I agree with this pick because, like I stated earlier, I don't see Sacramento picking Andre Drummond, being that they already have DeMarcus Cousins on that roster center. 5th pick, he has Harrison Barnes. I can see that. Of course, Harrison is an aggressive scorer with a reliable jump shot, according to Steve. A solid feel for the game and explosive at times. His knack at Carolina is that he didn't have the killer instinct. He didn't attack the rim aggressive. He settled for a lot of jumpers. And I think in the NBA he has the body, and he had the body in college to take the pounding, and get to the free throw line. But some for whatever reason, he felt compelled most of the time to take jumpers. And I'm sure that will be very beneficial for him in the NBA. But he also is going to have to become explosive. He has the NBA body to, like I said, take the blows, the pounding and the grind of a long NBA season. Now, number 6 is Portland taking Damian Lillard. 7th, Golden State. He has taken Perry Jones. Leonard, of course, from Weber State. Perry Jones at Baylor. I don't know about Perry Jones. He's very athletic. He can score from multiple spots on the floor. And he's explosive. He can go to the rim. Unlike Barnes, he's very explosive at the rim. Number 8 pick, he has Toronto, getting Bradley Beal from Florida. Number 9 pick, Detroit, he has Jared Sullinger. And his opinion on Sullinger, is he's a big, dominating inside player with a knack for creating space, solid and physical rebounder. I totally agree with that. In the number 10 pick, he has New Orleans picking Terrence Ross from Washington. And his statement on him: big enough to play either wing position, solid shooting, form with a great first step, gifted scorer who can create space. So there's your mock draft picks from the experts. First, we went over Jonathan Givony from DraftExpress.com, and now Steve Kyler from Hoopsworld.com. So you see the differences. In Steve's, you don't see John Henson anywhere on the list. And, you're going to have that difference of opinion. But I kind of agree more in line with Jonathan's than Steve's. But it just remains to be seen, and it remains to see how these players impress their teams during the workout. Well, unfortunately, my time is up. And I do hope that you enjoyed your early morning coffee with Babethomherman on this Saturday morning. I certainly enjoyed my time with you, and I thank you for taking time to tune in to the Babethomherman Show on Power WAUG and on Power750.com. So please continue to enjoy your early morning coffee and have a great weekend.